Good evening and welcome to the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is the spring game for the Melissa High School football program, along with a whole bunch of other folks involved in tonight's activities. This is Trey Graham joining you on the Melissa Cardinals Network. Thank you for spending your Friday evening with us. I will have a whole series of special guests with us tonight. And our first guest is the Honorable Sean Lear, member of the Melissa City Council, a Melissa Cardinals sports fan, and a member of the church family at First Melissa. And Councilman, welcome back to the Melissa Cardinals Network.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
It's good to visit with you. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. You had a little store open down the street this week.
Yeah, it's kind of a small store.
Yeah.
It kind of catches everybody's eye really quick when they're coming into town. So,
yeah, we'll talk about HEB in a few minutes, but this is a spring game, but it's not the spring game that you're used to. This is going to be filled with all kinds of different activities. There are youngsters doing a flag football game. There was a 7-on-7 contest earlier. There's cheerleaders getting ready. There is a dunk contest that is supposed to happen down on the field. And then the freshman football players will be playing some actual football as we go along. We are joining you from Coach Kenny Deal Stadium here in Melissa, Texas. This is the Melissa Cardinals Network. We are so glad you are joining us. Our email address, as you may know, mcnr@melissaisd.org, mcnr@melissaisd.org. We'd love to hear from you. Talk about your favorite Cardinals and why you support the Melissa Cardinals. We would love to hear from you. mcnr@melissaisd.org. Also tonight, in other action, a very important softball game will be played tonight. The Melissa Lady Cardinals softball program, the defending state champion Lady Cardinals, have a huge game tonight. It is win or go home for the Lady Cardinals. They were on a 49-game winning streak, and they were the number one ranked high school softball team in the United States. But on Wednesday evening, 2 nights ago, they fell to Lake Belton by a score of 2-0. in a best-of-3 series, so they are down a game. They've got to win tonight to stay alive and then hopefully get a win tomorrow to move on. They're going for consecutive state champions. This was their first loss since March 28th, 2024. 49 games in a row. Sean, going 13 months without losing a game.
I'm sitting here with goosebumps on, and I don't know if it's from the view or those accolades you just pointed out. That's just amazing and unheard of in today's sports world.
The Lady Cardinals having a tremendous season. That first loss on the year takes their record to 34-1. They have set the national record for most home runs by a high school softball team, and they are going to be in action here in about 20 minutes or so. They will be having first pitch against Lake Belton, and they need to win to stay alive, to keep their hopes alive, to be back-to-back state champions. They have set the new national record, most home runs in a season, 112. And on the season, Mr. Councilman, they were 34-0 and had outscored the opponents 446-30.
I would hate to be the other coaches.
Yeah. If you don't understand what the run rule is in high school softball, you learned it a lot when you watched the Lady Cardinals
yes, you
this
did.
year.
And come on, Lady Cardinals. They're going to pull it off. They're going to win 2 straight.
So we're cheering on the Lady Cardinals from a distance tonight, and we will keep you updated. We're going to hopefully, with the beautiful technology we have here, hopefully we're going to get a little live look in at some softball broadcasts going on tonight. So we're cheering on the Lady Cardinals from Melissa, even though they are playing in Alvarado tonight. And this is the Melissa football spring game tonight. Trey Graham and Sean Lear joining us right now. You see a whole bunch of folks now lined up in the end zone. They are getting ready for different introductions. A lot of Lady Cardinal cheerleaders and youngsters as we said, this is not the normal spring game that you might have grown up with. This is a lot more other stuff and a lot less football than what you might be used to. But the fans are making their way in, and the Cardinals are in the north end zone. You see a whole bunch of Cardinal football players right there just sitting down, hanging out. And this is the dunk contest going on right now in the north end zone.
And you talk about nothing normal out here. There's a basketball goal on the field.
Well, this is where we're keeping everybody active in all kinds of ways.
Keep
so,
them
yes, this is the dunk contest portion of the football spring game, which is exactly as weird as it sounds.
Yes.
Now, I'm always honest with the audience, Sean. I think you know that.
Yes.
So I must announce that the dunk contest that's going on with some impressive moves so far in the north end zone, that is a 9-foot goal. Okay. Let's make sure everybody understands that as impressive as these moves are, this is a 9-foot goal, just for clarification's sake. Our email address again, mcnr@melissaisd.org. You see the fans filing into the home side here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium, the beautiful facility. There's Matt Nally with his arms crossed right there in the background watching his players dunk. And I can tell you exactly what's on Coach Nally's mind right now. Let no one get hurt
That's
tonight.
right. That's right.
And now we've got the dunk contest with the assistant players there that they're going to jump over and dunk, and unfortunately it was an unsuccessful attempt right there. So the dunk contest continues, but we did mention it a moment ago, Mr. Lear, as a Melissa City Council person, you went over there and did a little ribbon cutting and all that fancy stuff. H-E-B's in town, and it's a big store.
Yeah, 136,000 square feet of food and whatever you want to name, other than clothing. There's no clothing over there, not much anyway. And but just a beautiful store, and you definitely can find all your needs in that building, that space. So, what a beautiful store. We're happy to have them here, and the vibe in the community is definitely vibrant. So with the addition of that, we got another store coming in a few months.
When does Walmart, the next door neighbor, open up?
June. It's not far behind.
Okay.
It's coming in a couple of months. So just a lot of good things going on, and the growth is indicative of that. And with that comes new faces, even to our sports world and all the programs within all the schools. And it's just amazing to sit up here, and I remember coaching at those fields across the way, and the new soccer fields, there was nothing over there. It was just a field. It was just nothing. And now there's beautiful fields, and the new middle school that's over there across the way. Just amazing to see how this community has transformed.
We're going to ask producer Trevor, when his camera crew is available, to get a shot over there looking to the east and see all the new developments at the Z-Plex that you're talking about across the way, and the brand new East Cardinal Middle School, ECMS, that's set to open in this new school year. So our camera crews, when they get finished with the dunk contest, will get a overhead shot of what's going on. Again, that's the Z-Plex sports complex next door. Continues to expand and grow, and
he's barefoot. Oh gosh.
And our friend Doug Zatto continues to do work over there with all the other folks like D-Bat and all the great folks, tag, tennis, and all of those sports activities. So that's growing. But again, you can get a nice view from where we sit here on the 5th floor of the press box, the new middle school that will be opened for 7th and 8th graders across our district. Oh, the dunk contest continues. You're going to have some player introductions coming later. You're going to have some player awards given. This is the conclusion of spring football. And it's a different world, Sean, but in the old days in Texas, they used to say there were only 2 seasons, football and spring football.
That's right.
And
That's right.
so lots of good work has been done by Matt Nally and his crew. Some new coaches have been brought in. Some new players have been brought in. And coaches like spring football because it is a way to just get a jump start on the new season, installing some offensive packages, determining sort of depth charts and position assignments. And this is still a new phenomenon here in Melissa because in today's UIL world, only 5A and 6A programs are allowed to have spring football. So for all those years that we broadcast the Cardinals as 2A, 3A, and 4A teams, they were not allowed to participate in 5A and 6A. And I suppose everyone can understand why. And that is because for most small school programs, you've got athletes playing multiple sports. So if you're running track, playing soccer, playing baseball, you might not have had enough guys to have a spring football program. And so only the bigger schools, 5A and 6A, and the Cardinals are now in their 3rd year on the 5A level.
No problem with that these days. That's for sure.
There were a few players that were involved in other sports, specifically baseball. Their season has come to an end, and we're going to visit with Coach Josh Bobbitt of the Melissa Cardinal baseball program here in a little while. Their season just came to an end, so there were a couple of football players on the baseball team, but the number of multi-sport athletes is going down as the programs all get larger and more sophisticated. You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham, and I'm joined by my special guest right now, Sean Lear, member of the Melissa City Council. Mr. Lear, what else can you share with us? What else is coming to our city?
Well, with that corner that HEB is on, there's going to be more businesses come to that corner, and so that's an attractive spot. It's a very busy intersection, busy location, as everybody in the community knows, and that's on the west side, and that's just business talk. So there is more land over there for residents, new residents to come to town, and so there's just a lot of attraction over there on that side, as well as the east side that we're looking at right now. So there's a lot of land around here that people probably don't realize is Melissa ISD, and so we are restricted, by we are landlocked with Anna to the north and Blue Ridge and McKinney to the south and east of us. So can't grow too much more, but we can. And so the addition of the new schools will help with the spread out of more students this coming year. So that'll be great. And but there's more businesses coming. We just don't know all of them yet confirmed. So. So yeah, it's a great place to be, whether you're a resident or a business owner, and it's just the great thing about this city that I love is, even though we've grown to we're about 27,000 now. We're going to hit that 30 mark here pretty quick. Is we're trying to maintain that small town vibe, but what is that like? And so we try to, as a community, those of us that have been here a long time, still want to try to maintain that as much as we can and talk about it, and still want to welcome the new residents as well. But there is a big love for this community, and it's felt throughout, whether you're at a store or at a church or even in the schools. So it's a great city to live in.
You see the white team of the freshmen on the north side of the field, and the red team is on the south side of the field. It's going to be a little bit of real football tonight. You've got all kinds of other things going on. That dunk contest, which continues in the corner of the north end zone. You had Little League 7-on-7, Little League flag football earlier. And you got some real football with our freshman program. That's the red team in the south end zone, and you can see them there. And we will play a little real football tonight, but we are featuring all kinds of other things tonight in this spring game with lots and lots of members of the community involved in it. And producer Trevor, go ahead and get a shot over there across the east way when you get a chance, and let's show the folks what we're talking about the growth of the city on the east side of town and the new school facility. We'll get a shot of that in just a moment. It is under construction and almost complete. And as I mentioned earlier, the 7th and 8th graders from the entire district will be located. There it is. Well done by our camera crew. That's East Cardinal Middle School.
That looks better on the monitor than it does from our view up here. That looks amazing.
So that is in the foreground of that shot. That's the Z-Plex. And those are all those brand new sports facilities that Sean was mentioning right there. That is the brand new school. And so the current Melissa Middle School, which used to be Melissa High School, will be vacant for the summer, of course, while they transition the middle schoolers, and then that will become the new 6th grade building. So the current middle school, which used to be the high school, is going to now be the 6th grade school, and all 7th and 8th graders in our district will be across the way over there at ECMS, East Cardinal Middle School.
We had some kids graduate out of that school.
The school
Graduate high
that
school.
has multiple uses over the years, of course.
Yeah.
And there'll be other new construction. There's another new elementary school that's finalizing its construction, and then more on the way. And we mentioned the news of the new HEB opening, but the biggest news in the school district arena for the last few weeks was the successful support of the bond election. The Melissa ISD had 2 bond proposals placed before the voters 2 weeks ago, and both of them were supported by a strong majority, and so they will be allowed to fund the construction of more facilities and the renovation of other facilities. That's Cardinals football coach Matt Nally right there giving instructions to his players. And if you come to practice with the Cardinals, you'll see that shot a lot. Coach Nally walks around with a microphone all over the field giving instructions, and he's usually counting because he says, 2 more plays for this, and then 1 more play for that, and 10 seconds for this. And so Coach Nally is running the whole operation, what he likes to call individual drills, where the linebackers are working and the DBs are working and the receivers and everybody's separate. Indy, as he calls it, but he's overseeing all of that. So if you ever come to a high school football practice, that's what you'll see.
And he's excited.
He's excited
I can imagine.
for a lot of things, one of which is he's excited to see this new generation of Cardinal football players who are warming up on the field right now. Again, that's the red team in the south end zone and the white team in the north end zone, and that is the future of the Melissa Cardinals football program. So Coach Nally is excited because he's got a new crop of athletes coming up. And you are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham and Sean Lear. We're going to take it down to the field for a moment, let you hear public address announcer George James as he's introducing some of these players, and we'll come back to the booth in just a moment.
Tack Ard, Jeremiah Sims, E.J. Husband, Tanner Godfrey, Aiden Terrell, Elijah Sims, Demetrio Garcia, Eli New, Eden Burnside, Ver Volta Karthimkian, Jaden Reed, Rhett Ebenstrat, Maddox Logston, Justin Purcell, Austin Purcell, Carter Caraway, Corbin Davis, Cameron Johnson, Dylan Luker, Anish Soni, Dale Elliott, Matthew Portillo, Cade Carroll, Jackson Rogers, Anish Arkalada Davies, Chase Allred, Keen Iwoha, Matthew Strauss, Emerson Navarro, Casey Scott, Tucker Duke, Judah Burrows, Marcus Phillip, Kaua Yakota, Muhammad Al Azazi, Jackson Greenhaw, Keegan Jones, Uriah Gregory, Bentley Sorensen, Isaiah Kingara, Dakota Fetty, Charles Dwight, Luke Scott, Julian Olegi, Randy McClure, Cole Cruz, Harrison Hill, Logan Carlock, Leonardo Galvez.
Welcome back to the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham joining you for the spring game tonight. My special guest right now is City Councilman Sean Lear. We'll have another special guest coming on in just a few moments. And Sean, before you check out, I want to let you take one moment to talk about the city and the city council. Of course, this is a Melissa ISD broadcast, but you're in great partnership with the school district as a city council member. What does the job of a city councilman involve? But before you answer that, I want you to tell the audience the annual salary for being on the Melissa City Council.
Well, the annual salary, I guess a good way to put it is there's a penny in my piggy bank that has more than I get paid.
Okay.
So, yeah.
This is a volunteer position.
It's a volunteer position, and the one thing that I really love about being on city council is we have a great group of people of faith. And not only that, it takes an incredible city staff to oversee what's going on throughout the community. And we have top-notch city staff, employees, and incredible human beings. And so that even goes deep into our fire department and our police, our first responders, basically, and just great teams that we have that are involved overseeing our community and making sure we're safe and protected, and it's just a great council to be a part of. I know we all wish there were more roads that came through town to help everybody out, but we are a little restricted there. So we're doing the best we can.
Since you brought that up, and you know, I always do say there's a pothole you need to go fix somewhere, but talk about that for 1 second, because everybody says there's too much traffic around here, the roads aren't big enough, but that's not a city council job. So take a moment. How does that work? How do we get new roads in this city?
Yeah, the lovely state, dealing with the state. That's always fun. And, you know, with Highway 5 being the main road that's under construction right now, and there's a lot more roads that intersect that Highway 5 that people use. And so we're trying to control what we can do to improve those roads that intersect Highway 5. And so That is a challenge because we do have to we have to watch, what the state's doing. And so,
So do you make a request to TxDOT, Texas Department of Transportation? Do they tell you? Do you tell them? How does it work?
we have a great leader over the city that is an encourager to the state, and so he can only
The newly
put
reelected mayor.
reelected
Northcutt,
mayor
yes.
Jay Northcutt,
Yes.
as well as the city manager Jason Little. So they can encourage as much as they can to help with progress, but they can only do so much. And so patience is being tested, by a lot of people when it comes to that. And so we'll get there. It's just when you have three main roads like 121, Highway 5, and 75 coming right through our town, it does make it difficult. But we're doing the best we can, and progress is being made. Highway 5 is starting to make some transformation more and more each day when I drive by it or drive down it. And it's not going to keep me from going to businesses on those roads. I'm going to continue to support local like my family does. And so I think that's another great thing about this community. Everybody chips in and supports our local businesses. And that just is a testament to everyone here who lives here and wants to do that, to help support the small business owner. So, but being on city council, it's been a great experience. It's been totally, I didn't know really what to expect when I joined 3.5 years ago. And so, it's been great. And a lot of that has to do with the people that oversee everything going on within the community.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Sean Lear, the Melissa City Council member, a Melissa Cardinal sports fan, a member of the First Melissa Church family, and an all-around good guy. Thank you, Sean Lear, for your time. We appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And now we've got a special production from the Melissa Cardinals AV program, and then we'll come back with another special guest right after this.
Welcome to the 2025 Spring Game Melissa Cardinal Draft. I'm Coach Nally. I'm going to get this thing going. Okay? So, with that being said, the white team has the first pick. So, the white team is on the clock.
Caleb Oluski here. I'm Melissa Cardinal, class of 2023, now University of Montana Grizzly. For the first pick of the draft, the Melissa Cardinal select Jamarcus Love. Look hard.
We have another celebrity picker.
This is Jackson Ford, Melissa Cardinal, class of 2024, current San Diego State Aztec. And with the next pick, the Melissa Cardinal select Cash Gibson.
What's going on? This is Trevor Gooseby, class of 2023 Melissa Cardinal and current Texas Longhorn. And with the next pick, the Melissa Cardinal select Joshua Machuma.
What's up, y'all? Kale Brakefield, Melissa linebacker, class of 2022, and current Northeastern State Riverhawk. And with the next pick, the Melissa Cardinal select Asher Thompson.
What's going on? It's Matthew Sanford, Melissa Cardinal, class of 2022, current Benedictine Raven. And with the next pick, the Melissa Cardinal select Andre Husband.
Hello, my name is Jabari Young, class of 2020, and I'm a former football player at the University of Stephen F. Austin. And with that, the next pick for the Melissa Cardinals is Logan Demmel.
I'm Ashton Mitchell-Johnson, class of 2022, currently the running back at Texas Western University. And with the next pick in the Melissa draft, they select Peyton Reeves.
Welcome back to the Melissa Cardinals Network. You saw the inaugural Melissa Cardinals Spring Football Draft. That was a pretty cool thing. Well done by producer Trevor and the AV program. And it's about time to play football, real football, here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. And it is a privilege to welcome another special guest into the booth. We're talking football tonight, but let's talk a little baseball with Melissa Cardinals head baseball coach, Josh Bobbitt. Coach, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm honored to be here.
Good to visit with you. Just finished a great season, finishing the 2025 campaign 23-6-1. And you never want to finish early, but it was a great run and finished in the second round, got a win in the first round, and take us look back on the season.
Thank you, sir. No, definitely picked the wrong weekend to not be at our best last weekend against a very talented Frisco Reedy team who is currently up 1-0 in their 3-game series this week. But all in all, just super honored to be the head baseball coach here at Melissa. I honestly, when I say this, it's not a cliche. I have my dream job. Super proud of the boys this year. You know, we moved up into a new district. You know, this was we had very talented teams in there, and even the Texas High School Baseball ranked it one of the top 2 or 3 strongest districts in the state. And we were able to go 12-2, split with Lovejoy, and then was 1 game away from being able to be co-district champions. So that was an honor, and how much the players really bought in and how much that they played hard. So it was a super season. Again, I wish we were still playing, but you know, at the end of the day, for the first year for being the head coach, I couldn't be more proud of my guys.
You previously were at Wichita Falls Rider. You won a state championship back in the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We it was a very, very talented group back then. We went to state back in 2010 and got beat in the semifinals. Then we went in 2011 and won it all, beat Corpus Christi Calallen. Unbelievable game. And then we went back in 2013. So that was a kind of a good 3-4 year run right there.
That was a first play from scrimmage as the freshman team is getting underway. That's Jamarcus Love. You saw him drafted a few moments ago during that draft, wearing number 33 for the white team. He picks up positive yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. They're going to hand the ball off, and it's going to be enough for a first down. This is the freshman team, and we are playing a little bit of football here in the Melissa Spring Football game. You saw the dunk contest earlier and all the other things going on, but we're joined right now by Melissa head baseball coach Josh Bobbitt. Your wife also works here in Melissa.
Yes, sir. My wife, Jackie, she is over at the 6th grade center and the junior high as an ESL coordinator. She really, really enjoys being here, and we're very blessed to be a part of the Melissa ISD family. So she's happy to be that, and she also loves rooting on the Cardinals and Eversport as well. She's a big Cardinal supporter.
We have 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Cardinals white team on offense. This is almost like real football. There's no live kickoffs, and for PATs and field goals, there's only going to be a kicker and a holder and a snapper. That pass was completed. It'll be a first down at the 45-yard line. Coach, you're the baseball guy. Here we are in the football game. I've talked to Matt Nally about this a lot, but I'd like to hear your philosophy. Are you a supporter of multi-sport athletes?
100%. I'm a big supporter of the multi-sport athletes. I think of kids at this age, they need their kids, they need to enjoy, you know, and I think that it helps them out, builds their character as well. And also, you know, I mean, you never know, and they get to play with their friends and things like that. So 100%, I try to get all my baseball kids anything they're interested to go play other sports, because, you know, I mean, you're only young once, you know, and so one of these days it's going to be taken away from you.
That carry was by Karan Lewis. There is a flag on the play. So have fun, hang out with your friends, learn some new sports, learn some new skills, but you do have to balance back and forth. For instance, you had a couple of football guys on the baseball squad, so they missed most of football spring practice. So how do the multiple sports and the coaches work together on that?
That's the biggest thing right there that you said, sir. The biggest thing is communication between the coaches, you know, and as long as everybody's communicating and everybody's on the same page. Right next to Wichita Falls, we were a 2A school.
And you won your baseball state championship in 2011, the same year Melissa won its only football state championship.
Yes, and I believe, it's a funny fact, I believe back then, they beat Holiday. I
They
don't know
did.
if that was that year
Yes,
or not,
sir.
but they beat Holiday.
They played
my alma
Holiday
mater.
several years in a row in the playoffs back then, yes. You see a flag on the play, and the officials who are working this game, as the white team has the first possession and they've driven it down. This is a running clock situation. This is a 15-minute first quarter with running clock. The white team took over at the minus 30-yard line. They've driven it to the plus 27-yard line. It's 4th down and 9. And we'll see what the various coaches choose to do here. But we are visiting with Coach Josh Bobbitt, head baseball coach for the Cardinals. Coach, as we mentioned earlier, a pseudo field goal unit coming in. There's going to be no rush. In fact, the kicker's not even wearing pads. But the special teams are getting their practice snapper, holder, and kicker. So this will be a 34-yard field goal attempt that is up, and it is going to be short. Coach, you finished 23-6-1. What does the team look like coming back next year?
Very, very excited about the group that we have coming back. We lost a good group of seniors. No doubt they're going to be missed a whole lot, you know, but we return throughout different parts of the lineup there at the end. We'll have 7 returners for our lineup. But we are losing 2 big arms. In Antonio Diamore and Mason Owens. They were also the 1 and 2 hole hitters. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be tough to replace them, as well as some of the other leadership and stuff. Those seniors, some of them may not have got as much playing time this year, but they were really, really bought in and great teammates and helped with the locker room and everything like that. So that group will be greatly missed. But, you know, the thing of telling our kids in our exit interviews is, you know, just because we have some kids coming back next year and on paper we should be better, that doesn't work that way. You know, you can't be complacent. We've got to continue to attack the off season and continue to put in the work and continue to try to build our Dirty Bird culture and just, you know, being great teammates and see where we're at. But definitely I like where the state we are with the players coming back. And like I said, it still kind of stings not being in right now, but, you know, that just makes me hungry for next year.
The red team has taken over after holding the white team scoreless. They missed a field goal attempt. So the red team will take over at their own 35-yard line, and there's going to be a snap back, and the quarterback, Carlton, is going to be taken down on a sack. Coach, I'm sure that this fast-growing district is as new to you as it is to the rest of us, that it is a constantly growing district. You have new students in the classroom and new athletes all the time.
Yes, absolutely. I have the thing I was talking to Coach Nally the other day is I have a Monday morning cafeteria duty just in the mornings, being in there, and it's just the amount of kids this is my 3rd year, just the amount of kids that we have, new faces and things like that, just coming in and out. You know, it is amazing how fast everything is growing. So, yes, it is definitely growing like a weed for sure.
And, Coach, we have to be honest, you had an outstanding baseball season, but you're somewhat overshadowed by the outstanding Lady Cardinals softball program, the defending state champs.
That is 100% correct, and I promise you those ladies are number 1 in the nation for a reason. You know, I've been able to watch them because we play at the same times and stuff, but just watching them practice and what a great job Coach Crabtree does with those ladies and everything like that, you know, I definitely admire that 100%. No, there's no doubt, and I'll definitely do not mind admitting that, overshadowed by them, because they are a special, special group.
They are 34-1, and we told you tonight they're playing a do-or-die game, and they are in a weather delay right now. So they have not started their game 2 in the Lake Belton series. They had a tough loss on Wednesday evening, down 1-0 in the best-of-3 series, trying to get it started tonight, but they're in a weather delay right now, so we'll keep you updated as we go along. Coach Bobbitt, talk about the culture of Melissa. We just had our city councilman, Sean Lear. We've got Duke Sparks, our good friend next door, all the great folks here that make Melissa ISD what it is and the city of Melissa what it is. Talk about the unique place where we get to live and work. As this is a long run, that's Cash Gibson who's going to take it to the house to get the first points on the board for the red team.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. Whenever I was asked to come down here as an assistant 3 years ago, I knew about Melissa, and I knew, just had heard. I didn't actually know, but I kind of had hearsay, about what a special place it was. And I will tell you this, and again, I'm not just saying this. I'm going to shoot it straight. When I got here, I've never worked, and this is my 24th year in education and teaching and coaching. And the administration from the top with Keith Murphy all the way down through everybody that's here, with their athletic directors, Stenton and Duke Sparks. I'm telling you right now, they truly crave your success, and they do everything they can to help you be successful. And that is something that doesn't happen very many places, and the fact that how fast this place has grown and everything like that. To be honest, I would be willing to bet we have better facilities than most D1 colleges throughout the nation. So the city and the culture and everything here in Melissa, I could not be more blessed to be here. And like I said, I put it up against anybody.
Well, we want to thank Coach Josh Bobbitt for giving us some time tonight, the very successful head baseball coach of the Melissa Cardinals. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you, and go Cardinals.
You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham joining you from Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. We got our first points on the board tonight as the red team has scored in our freshman football part of this broadcast. This is a 15-minute running clock, and the white team will take over the football. And we have a whole series of special guests joining us tonight. And you got to hear from Melissa City Council member Sean Lear a few moments ago, and that was head baseball coach Josh Bobbitt, who just finished a successful season. And we're joined right now by Nick Stoner, one of the dads of the program, a Melissa Cardinals sports fan, also a member of the First Melissa Church family. Mr. Stoner, welcome to the Melissa Cardinals Network.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Good to visit with you. You hang out with this program a lot, so we have a lot of interesting things, some initiatives you are heading up for this new school year as the white team has the football at their own 43-yard line on a 3rd down and 2 coming up. But, Nick, talk about just being a Cardinal sports fan.
Well, as Coach Bob said before, extremely fortunate with the facilities and the coaches that we have here, that it makes it a joy to be able to watch these athletes and players from the boys' side, the girls' side, to compete. And it's a pleasure to be able to be part of the men of influence, to be a part of these boys' lives as they hopefully they realize they're more than just the jersey they have on. They got a bright future ahead of them because what Melissa instills in them, and excited to be a part of it.
This is a special group of
balls on the ground.
Men. It is, and the red team has grabbed the loose football. Our first turnover here as we've reached 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the running clock here. There's a handoff, and the carry was made by Dan Glory, and the ball was on the ground, and the white team will take possession. Men of influence, you mentioned that term a moment ago. That is a group of dads and granddads and neighbors and friends. Talk about the purpose of this group. Who's involved and what do you do?
Well, currently we hope to grow it, but right now it's I guess part of the football program or part of the team mom group to help them in any way. But be a sounding board for these young players, but we realize there are a lot of men of influence outside of football that's in part of the volleyball program, softball program, and so hope to be able to expand it to a bigger part of it. But it's there to the boys just to be able to, if they have something on their heart, on their mind, to be able to talk to them about it that maybe it's different than what the coach can hear, or maybe sometimes it's different that a parent needs to hear. To be part of that, and one of the things that we're proud about and like to do is we call you play, we pray. So if a player has something heavy on their heart, they can anonymously put it into the Melissa Men of Influence email, and we'll sit there and pray for these boys. Or if they got something joyful they want to talk about, we can pray for that as well.
And if someone is listening, a dad, a granddad, someone who'd like to get involved, how do they do that?
There's a couple different ways, but the easiest way would be email Melissa Men of Influence at gmail.com, and we'll be able to get in touch with them. But once we go from there, there's also a GroupMe that will communicate quite a bit through the GroupMe, and be able to kind of keep everybody up to date on that. You got a flag on play there.
Melissa Men of Influence at gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
And this is a program that's focused on the football team, but you stated that your desire is to expand that to other teams. So if there's a soccer dad listening, or a baseball dad, or any other sports, you would encourage them to get involved as well.
Definitely. I think we have a great opportunity. Kirby Wilson is beginning to start with the baseball program, and we hope to be able to take it, again, to both sides, not only just the boys group, but we know there's a lot of men of influence on our female side of the program with softball, volleyball, cheer, whatever it may be. So, yes, definitely want to expand it to all opportunity for all athletes.
You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham. I'm joined by a whole series of special guests tonight. Right now, my guest is Nick Stoner. He is, again, he's a dad of the program. And he is the leader of the Melissa Men of Influence. We've got a special feature to show you right now. We told you that the Melissa Lady Cardinals program is in a weather delay as they try to get their softball playoff game underway. There's a live shot. The Cardinals are trailing in this best-of-3 series 1-0 against Lake Belton, and the Cardinals come into this game 34-1. And Nick, you weren't in the booth, so I'm not sure you heard when I was sharing with Mr. Council Member Lear that the Lady Cardinals had come in to Wednesday's game on a 49-game winning streak, having outscored their opponents this season at 34-0, 446-30.
Wow, and very impressive.
And they had a tough loss, 2-0 on Wednesday night, and trying to get the game 2 of that series underway, but it is a weather delay, so we will keep you updated as that goes along. It's 7-0 at the end of the first 15-minute running clock quarter. The break in the action here, there is scheduled to be another 15-minute quarter, and then we are going to have different activities at halftime. There is going to be some awards handed out at halftime, and I'm told there's going to be a punt catching contest between the O-line and the D-line.
Oh, that could be, that's going to be interesting there.
There may not be much catching of those punts, but we'll see. All right, the red team has
maybe
the
missing a
football.
little ball security there.
First down at the 14-yard line, and we've got a flag on the play.
A little movement on the offensive line there called.
They're going to back up the red team, and we are just beginning the second quarter here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. Remember our email address, mcnr@melissaisd.org, mcnr@melissaisd.org. Would love to hear from you. You're cheering on your favorite Cardinals. Here's a first down and 15. The pass is thrown out to the right side, and it's going to be caught for a gain to the sticks. We'll bring up second down. That was Asher Carlton, who completes that to Lennox Rosenkrantz. It's going to bring up second down and 10. The red team going right to left on your radio dial as we join you here from Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. There's a handoff over the left side. It's going to be a short gain. We'll bring up third down. We also mentioned earlier, Nick, all the continued growth at the Z-Plex across the way as we look at all those new fields coming in and the brand new East Cardinal Middle School. Our camera folks got a great shot of the school over there. It's almost finished in its construction. And so the growth continues all over the city.
It's quite a sight to see, but also exciting to see the opportunity that this community has to be able to participate in fields. Not only we almost came up with that. Not only the fields that our varsity gets to play on, but all youth across at the Z-Plex over there. Fantastic opportunities for these kids.
Third down pass was incomplete in the end zone, so we're going to have another field goal attempt coming up. And again, it's not a live ball situation. Snapper, holder, and kicker only. This will be a field goal attempt of 28 yards. .13 minutes remaining in this running clock situation. This kick is up, and it is good.
Plenty of leg on that as well.
And so that gives the red team a 10-0 lead as we play with this freshman squad. So, Nick, let's go back to the Men of Influence again. This is something that you're developing and expanding, and are there activities or meetings or dinners or get-togethers planned?
Yes, sir. So we will do meetings quarterly just to kind of talk about the upcoming season. There's a couple different activities throughout the season that anyone can participate in. On Thursdays, we're going to be, those are the days that we're going to take the boys' joys and concerns and pray over them, and also in the locker room just for a safe, healthy, fun game for the boys. But the football team's going to do something a little differently this year. In years past, they've done squad dinners where the linebackers eat together or the tight ends and wide receivers eat together. This year, they're going to do full-blown team dinners. And so it's open for the community, churches and businesses in the community to feed the boys, but the Men of Influence are going to take a couple meals and feed the boys. And so that'll be a great opportunity for to show off your barbecuing skills or cooking skills and be able to feed the boys a brisket or tacos or whatever it may be. So those are going to be the two of the bigger activities. Wide open here.
Finnegan with a pass deep down the left sideline, caught by Machuma, and he's going to take it all the way to the house for a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Right back in the game with that play.
He was wide open, as Nick said, and needs to tuck that ball away, but he took it into the end zone for a touchdown and got the white team on the scoreboard. 10-6 is the score, so we'll have another PAT attempt coming up. So the shutout is over, and the white team is on the scoreboard. Nice throw there from Finnegan. Snap is a high one. The kick is up, and it is good. 10-7 is our score. Again, this is the freshmen who are participating in this program in the real football action on the Melissa Cardinals spring football game. I told you at the very beginning of the broadcast, Coach Nally has two main goals for tonight. Everybody have fun and everybody stay healthy. Those are the goals of Coach Nally. It has been a very successful spring football season. Nick, I know you've been to a number of practices as well, watching the boys work out, and not only have some Cardinal fans like you been watching, but lots of college coaches have been in the building.
Yes, sir.
And lots of college scholarship offers have been made to Cardinal players all spring long.
if you had an opportunity to come out, you can kind of see why. There's a lot of talent, again, from Melissa out in the field, and it's been exciting to watch that kind of come together. You know, you look at our defense and just the powerhouse that they have coming back, and good camaraderie already on the defensive side of the ball, and it's fun to watch the offense start to come together. We've had a lot of talent go play at the next level on the offensive side of the ball, and so we have a lot of young talent coming on, and it's been fun to watch them kind of start the beginning process of getting to know each other's timing and get to know each other's quirks, and it's going to be a fun summer for them as they continue to grow.
After the incomplete pass, it's a second down run, and it's going to be a short gain there by Cash Gibson. Of course, we're looking ahead to the 2025 football season, which will be our 18th year here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. And that means we must look back for a moment, back at the 2024 campaign. And it was a disappointing campaign in some ways for the Cardinals, unable to make the playoffs. They are in a very, very talented district, and they came in 5th place in a district, which sends the top 4 teams to the playoff. They finished 6-4 overall, 5-3 in the district, which is called 4-5A Division II. And so the Cardinals are in the second year coming up. The way the UIL redistricting system works, it's called biennial alignment. And so the Cardinals will be in the district for one more season, and they will take on the same opponents from a year ago. This is a snap, and we have a punt on the field. So the Cardinals will be looking to get back into playoff form in the previous 21 years, what we call the modern era of Melissa Cardinals football, because, Nick, you weren't there, but in 1912 and 1913, they were playing high school football for the Cardinals.
I just missed that.
Yes, you did. And I wasn't calling those games back then, but in the modern era, the 21 seasons of Cardinals football since the start of Melissa High School in the modern version, they've made the playoffs 17 out of those 21 years. And so they'll be looking forward to earning that status again this coming season. And we've got a very interesting season coming up. Again, we're starting off with a special out-of-state game here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. You may recall that the Cardinals began the 2024 season by welcoming the 2-time defending state champions from the state of Arkansas. Little Rock Parkview came into Cardinal Stadium a year ago to open the season. Well, this year, it's another talented out-of-state team. Don Bosco Prep out of the state of New Jersey is coming to the great state of Texas to open the season. As the white team has the football now, trailing 10-7 with 6.5 minutes to go in this running clock situation. So the Cardinals open at home against Don Bosco Prep in an out-of-state non-district game. And then Frisco High School will be here on September the 5th. That season opener is on Friday night, August 29th, as that pass is completed out to the right side. And the catch was made by Paxton Carey. Then after 2 games here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium, the Cardinals will go on the road to play Frisco Memorial and then come home to take on Frisco Liberty. And then we head north on September the 26th. We go take on the Purple People up there at the House of the Coyotes. Melissa at Anna coming up on September the 26th. And Nick, I haven't had a chance on the air to ask you these kind of trivia questions that I always have for Coach Kenny Deal, so I'll ask you the all-time record between Anna and Melissa in varsity football. Would you like to make a guess? As the white team will run the football and be stopped in the backfield by the red defense. Good play there.
Good play there.
All-time record between the Cardinals and the Coyotes, Nick.
I'm going to go on the low end. I'm going to say 3-0, Melissa.
Well, you got the right side, but 12-1.
Oh.
Cardinals are 12-1 all-time against the Coyotes. Only loss was in 2010. And so the Cardinals and the Coyotes will renew their rivalry for the 14th time coming up.
That was a nail-biter last year.
Yes, there's a nice throw downfield. It's going to be caught for a first down by Taylor Kirk. Cardinals won 21-18 over the Coyotes a year ago here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. And we will go back to the Purple House on September the 26th and October 3. Nick, maybe a fight for the district championship as Lovejoy comes to town here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. And then we go on the road to play Frisco Independence, come home for Frisco Emerson. Then on October 31st, we go to the city of Prosper to take on Walnut Grove. And the final game of the regular season will be right here at Estadio de Deal as the Denison Yellow Jackets come to town on November the 7th. So that will be the 10-game regular season coming up this fall. And, of course, all those games will be brought to you right here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. As the white team offense, Finnegan has the ball, throws it out to the right side. It's going to be a catch there by Taylor Kirk. And it's going to be enough for a first down to the 21-yard line as they approach 3.5 minutes to go, running clock situation, and the white team will call timeout. And the clock operator hasn't gotten the signal yet. The clock rolls on a little bit.
There we go.
There we go. Our fellas down the hallway stop the clock. 3:28 there, 10-7. The white team has the football, trailing by 3 points. So we have a very exciting season coming up. We look forward to our 18th year on the Melissa Cardinals Network, and we'll start it off with Don Bosco Prep out of the state of New Jersey.
And, you know, doing a little Facebook watching with Don Bosco. Looks like they're pretty excited to come down. They've already put a couple posts out there talking about wanting to come down to Melissa, Texas, and play a Texas high school football team. So I don't know how many are going to travel, but the team's going to travel well, and I'm looking forward to kind of seeing the talent outside of the state of Texas against our Melissa Cardinals.
It was a good game, a tough loss to the Parkview Patriots a year ago, the team from Little Rock who came down to play the Cardinals. And this is a new phenomenon. It's interesting, and people around the country hear about Texas high school football, and they know that it's, of course, a biased statement for you and me, but it's a true statement that we do have the best high school football in the country, and they want to measure themselves up against the teams from Texas. And so that's part of how this happens. Another reason it happens is because, I've explained to the audience over the years here on the Melissa Cardinals Network, the non-district games are scheduled by the head coaches. And if you're a strong program, you often don't have local teams who want to play you. So the Cardinals got to look far and wide to get a game. That pass is thrown to the right side, incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So the Cardinals have had some trouble scheduling non-district games. The good news, if you want to look at it that way, not only are we in a very tough district, we're actually in a large district, so you don't have that many non-district games. Depends on how many district mates you have. 2nd down and 10 coming up as Finnegan will take the snap and throw it out to the right side. Again, incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up. So we do look forward to the folks from New Jersey coming down here to Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. As you are watching this game on the field right now, what you're looking at is brand new turf, just installed in the last few weeks. After 2 seasons, this is brand new turf. And Nick, I mentioned the East Cardinal Middle School across the way. Maybe our camera crew can get another shot of it across the way. The turf that was taken up from Coach Kenny Deal Stadium was actually moved over there to the middle school.
That's a pretty good present there for that middle school athletes over there, being able to play on some quality turf on their new middle school over there.
Finnegan sacked on that 3rd and long play, which bring up 4th down. And so we have 1:45 to go in the running clock situation. And we have another timeout called by the white team. And we will see what they choose to do here coming up on 4th down and long.
Maybe just outside of field goal range.
I think so, yes, sir. This would be about 45 from here. No wind tonight. You are joining us on the Melissa Cardinals Network. Again, our email address, mcnr@melissaisd.org, mcnr@melissaisd.org. We always enjoy listening and hearing from you. We are still waiting for the Lady Cardinals softball playoff game to get underway. They have been in a weather delay for over an hour now, so hopefully we will get some action. There is a shot of our press box. We're right there in one of those windows. You can see us. We are on the 5th floor, the top floor. You see that open window right there. That's the film deck. We're just down the way from there. This is Estadio de Deal, Kenny Deal Stadium here. And we are excited to be spending a Friday night with football here. And you know what? The Lord gave us some pretty good football weather tonight.
Very, very great.
It could be 99 degrees right now. Here comes a 4th down and 17 play. Trailing by 3 points. Holly's in the game at quarterback, and he's going to be taken down for a loss, and the red team has the ball goes over on downs. That was a sack on the play. And the red team will take over with 1:25 on the second quarter clock. Red team with a 3-point lead and the football now.
One thing exciting to kind of talk about for the fans that are listening, that the bells are coming back to Coach Kenny Deal Stadium.
The bells.
The bells. So we're going to have some of the football players are going to have an opportunity to do bells for their women of influence. But more importantly, the fans out there, please get your cowbells decorated up to be loud and proud in Coach Kenny Deal Stadium next year.
All right, the pass is on a 7 route and incomplete pass. That was Emery's throw. Intended for all red, incomplete pass, and the clock in a running clock situation is moving. So cowbells are coming back to Kenny Deal Stadium.
Cowbells are coming back to Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. We're going to be loud and proud for our Cardinals.
2nd down and 10 as the red team comes to the line of scrimmage at their own 31-yard line. They're going to fake the handoff, throw the slant route. It's going to be incomplete. Almost picked off by the white team's defense, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10, and we have a red team timeout with 48 seconds.
I was wondering when red was going to call a timeout.
Here we are with red team with a 3-point lead and the football leading into our halftime activities, and we're going to have all kinds of interesting things going on because this is more than football here on the Melissa Cardinals spring football game. Again, I told you there's going to be some awards given out for the different testing that was done for the team. Things that, if you're an NFL fan, the combine, you may be familiar with that, where they have different testing. Things like the 40-yard dash and the vertical jump and the squat and the bench and the power clean and all of these kinds of things. And you know, Nick, for a number of years we used to debate who was the fastest Cardinal on the team, and the consensus was Lincoln Dunn was the fastest Cardinal over the last several years. But we actually have documentation now who the fastest Cardinal is, at least in this spring football. And we'll give you the answer here in just a moment. Here comes 3rd down and 10 after the timeout. They're going to run a halfback pass, but he's going to have to pull the ball down. Can't get it away, and we've got another timeout on the field.
Defense stayed at home there. Good job by the corner staying on his assignment.
The ball was handed off to Justin Sumler, who looked, that was Cash Gibson, who looked like he was trying to throw the football, but the defense sniffed it out. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long, 41 seconds to go. So, at the risk of spoiling what will be an exciting announcement coming up at halftime, we have Jake Patusek, defensive back, with 4.5 in the 40-yard dash.
Wow. Congratulations, Jake. Great time.
Now we're going to have a punt, and the ball is away. And the white team will take over on the plus side of the field with under a minute to go. So the official part of spring practice ended this week, and the testing phase, all the players ran the 40 and did the various agility drills and exercises to be tested. And that's used for a lot of reasons, of course, to see how progress is going, how the players are developing, but it's also used as a competition amongst the team, and it's also used in their recruiting profiles because height, weight, 40 time, bench press, GPA, all those important numbers are what the colleges are looking for as they evaluate these players. There have been a number of coaches from various colleges, as I mentioned, that have come through this program during spring practice, just dozens and dozens of teams. And we can list some of these. Of course, the University of North Texas has been here this week. We've got the white team taking over at the plus 45-yard line. And we're going to have a run to the left side. It's going to be a positive gain and a first down. And dragging the pile, nice run there by Jamarcus Love. In fact, Melissa Cardinals player Brett Holloway announced he received an offer from the Mean Green this week from the University of North Texas. And Dalton DeBabney, DB for the Cardinals, also receiving an offer from North Texas. But Evangel University was here this week. Memphis University was here, and they extended an offer to Rocky Dunn, who's having a tremendous recruiting season, a wonderful player. In fact, that is his 20th Division I football offer. So it's been a great year for the Cardinals. North Dakota State has been here, and all kinds of coaches. And UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. And Nick, you should know this, the very important trivia question. Coach Jeff Traylor of UT San Antonio is the only person in the history of the world to have been a head football coach in a game against the Melissa Cardinals and against the Army Black Knights.
Wow, I was not aware of that.
Well, now you know.
I need to brush up on my Army Black Knight history here a little bit.
But you've been, again, at practice. You've seen a lot of the coaches coming through and the recruiting that's going on, watching the team in action. And it's been a great time for the Cardinals, and we do want to say thanks to Coach Scoggin. Christian Scoggin is the Christian Tyler Scoggin, as he's officially known, the recruiting coordinator for the Cardinals, who does a really good job connecting the Cardinals players with different opportunities to play at the next level.
He does a very good job just getting all players. He works pretty hard to make sure that each kid has an opportunity to be seen. What happens from there is obviously up to the young men, but he does a good job of making sure everybody has an opportunity to be seen, and coaches like to come to this beautiful facility, so that helps as well.
Not only have we seen college coaches come through the program this spring, we also have some new staff members as new coaches have joined the program. The Melissa program welcomes Tyrell Jones as the new defensive line coach for the Cardinals, and they welcome back Matt Spann, who formerly coached here and went away for a short bit and has come back as the defensive coordinator. So we say welcome to those fellas. Coach Avery Anderson, the new safeties coach. We have lots of other schools that have been here, Colorado State and Abilene Christian, and lots of different teams have been here. Of course, the Army Black Knights as well made an offer to some Cardinal players, and so it's been a great time to be a Cardinal football fan here. After this timeout, we've got 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, and they're going to step up in the pocket, try to throw the football, and be taken down for a sack on the play. And we have a running clock.
We're going to have to go quick with no timeouts here.
This is Gunnar Holly running the offense with 8 seconds on the clock. Snap the ball, throw it down the right sideline into the end zone. It's going to be tipped away.
Good breakup by 21 there.
Good job on the defensive side by Robert Cook. That pass was intended for Corbin Scanlon. And there are zeros on the clock. And Coach Nally right there down on the field directing traffic giving everyone the instructions. So the halftime score, red team 10 and the white team 0. And we've got some different kinds of activities going on right now, and one of them is going to be a tug of war contest. And Nick, I told you that coming up will be the 18th year of the Melissa Cardinals Network, and I've had the privilege to call baseball, softball, of course, football, women's basketball, men's basketball, some Melissa Lady Cardinal volleyball playoff games, soccer for men's and women's, of course, but not a lot of tug of war play-by-play. So
this isn't ESPN the Ocho, so this is going to be breaking right here.
We're gonna break out a new sport here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. It is halftime, running clock, 12 minutes. What you're seeing on the screen right now are some highlights from the earlier game. We do want to thank producer Trevor for all the great job that he does. And Nick, I know you know this, and the Cardinals fans watching need to know this, and that is the production crew for the Melissa Cardinals Network, working under the leadership of Randy Craman and producer Trevor, are high school students from Melissa High School who are bringing us the camera shots and the replays and the graphics and all the great things that they do. Learning an important skill. They get out there and get a real job doing this stuff because they learn so well here at Melissa High School.
I think it's an excellent opportunity, and just kind of everything that, yes, we have athletes on the field at this beautiful stadium, but the students that put everything together and get to utilize radio, TV, everything that comes along with it. It's just a fantastic opportunity for these students.
All right, the white versus red tug of war contest is coming up. Now, Nick, you're a dad of a player, and so you have some insider information, and I have some insider information as well. And there's been a little bit of controversy about the tug of war team assignments because it's rumored that the biggest guys have been co-located on one team over the other.
Well, we are on the 5th floor, and I can see from up here, I would have to agree that there seems to be a little bit more beef
wearing white jerseys
than wearing the red jerseys. But you never underestimate the heart of a Cardinal.
That's true.
They're going to go in fighting.
All right, so here we go. There's Coach Chapa getting everything all set up. Put the middle of the tug of war rope right there on the 50-yard line, and as Nick said, the scales are leaning toward the white jerseys in terms of the mass. But let's see here.
Jacob Hill, Logan Daly, Logan Chow.
There's a whole lot of talking going on before a tug of war. We're counting players here.
I don't know if the red team's recruiting or they're getting trying to find a little bit extra mass, but we even got an individual with some jeans on, and it seems like the white team has all cleats, and the red team has some tennis shoes. So I wonder if Traction's going to play a game in this as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting sports live TV right here, ladies and gentlemen. The red team's trying to get a head start, and they're trying to line it back up. All right. The white team set, the red team set, and here we go. Tug of war. The white team is dominating this. The red team is sliding along, and the white team with a dominating performance. I think it's supposed to last longer than that.
Yeah, so, that was a safe play if you went with the white team on that one.
Yes, the Vegas odds were definitely with the white team there, and they did not disappoint because I don't know what you call a shutout, a blowout, a run rule. I'm not sure what you call this here, but that was not a close contest. The red team will go home with the silver medals. the white team with the championship of the tug of war contest.
They had skates on out there. Let's be honest. They had skates on out there.
All right, now we've got other things going on. We've got some of the kickers working down on the north end zone. We've got some of the punting unit working on this. And again, I've been told there's supposed to be a punt catching contest. But we will wait and see. 7.5 minutes to go in this running clock situation. You're watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. And that was a very short contest in the tug of war contest. And if you bought your ticket to come here just for the tug of war, I hope you were in your seats at the time because you would have missed it.
If you're getting a hot dog at a concession stand,
You
it's
picked
still
the-
warm.
You picked
It's
the
still
wrong
warm.
time. All right. Under 7 minutes to go here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. Our email address again, mcnr@melissaisd.org.
You have spring practices, and it's just hard. And now that we're at the end, we want to have the spring. I'll tell you about the
We're going to take it down to the field, let you listen to the public address announcer, George James. Those awards that I mentioned to you for the various workouts are going to be announced right now. We'll take it down to the field for just a moment.
Your voice steadies the hope. Their effort lifts every drill, and their character teaches more than any playbook ever could. Please join me in congratulating our Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. Award winner Brennan Sharney. This spring, one offensive player set the tone every rep, every period, every day. Whether it was in the film room, on the field, or in the locker room, he showed up ready to compete and made everyone around him better. His effort, execution, and leadership have earned him this recognition. The 2025 Spring Ball Offensive Award goes to Eden Chinamora. Defense is all about effort, toughness, and attitude. And this player brought all three every single day. He was the voice, the hammer, and the standard on that side of the ball. From drills to full team, he showed what it means to play Cardinal defense. The 2025 Spring Ball Defensive Award goes to Jalen Frazier. Spring ball sets the tone, and this guy set it from day one. Offense, defense, special teams, weight room, meetings. He brought consistent energy, effort, and leadership. He didn't just meet the standard, he was the standard. The 2025 Spring Ball Overall Award goes to Noah Husband. Let's give a big hand for all our Spring Award winners.
Welcome back to the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham, joined by Nick Stoner right now here at halftime of the Melissa Cardinals football spring game. You saw A 10-7 lead by the red team in the first half of the freshmen playing actual football. You saw a number of awards handed out. And I mentioned that there was testing this spring. I mentioned to you the fastest 40 time was Jake Patusek at 4.5 in the 40-yard dash. The bench record currently stands at 3:45 by former Cardinal Owen Hollenbeck. And he also shares the squat record at 5:35.
That's a lot of weight moving
That's
around.
a lot of mass moving around. So we had a lot of players. And so the various testing, different players won different contests. You saw the tug of war just a moment ago, and now you see the teams getting ready to go to get involved with the second half. We do have officials, and Nick, the officials are here for the benefit of the team and the players, but they're also here for the benefit of the officials. We've talked about it over the years on the Melissa Cardinals Network. There is a critical shortage of officials in the state of Texas. In fact, people sometimes ask, why are there high school football games on Thursdays and Saturdays when it's supposed to be Friday night lights? And the answer is oftentimes because of a lack of officials. You can't have everybody playing on Friday if you don't have enough officials. And so it's a training camp, and you've been at practice over the spring as well, but we've seen that in practices. They brought officials to the various practices. That's actually a nice gesture by Coach Nally to allow them to come, and they bring the new officials, and they're training them, getting them ready. And it's like a lot of industries or businesses. You work your way up, so you work middle school games and then JV games and trying to make your way up to the varsity level, and they are graded on their performance by their officials, and they basically have a point system, and you earn your points in order to make it to the higher level games. And that's the way the officiating pipeline works. And so we've got the officials in this stadium tonight for the team's benefit, but for their benefit as well.
It's a little bit of a thankless job. It's a difficult job to call the right plays and keep it up and fair, and there's a lot of passion on that field. So they got to have a little bit of a thick skin to be able to do this job.
Well, we talk about a critical shortage, and that's because exactly what you're saying, because they make money. They make a few dollars. I'm not going to tell you how much they make, but they make a few dollars an hour to be down there on the field. But if everybody's yelling at them and telling them that they're terrible at their job, it's not a fun job sometimes. So we can't do it without them. So we appreciate them being here and being a part of the program, and we are glad to see that they're recruiting new members and training up new members. And so this is spring practice for the players as well as for the officials. Put 15 minutes on the clock. It's time for the third quarter to begin. This will be another running clock situation. And the red team has a 10-7 lead. This is Trey Graham with Nick Stoner. We are at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium here in the month of May. Graduation is coming up just a week away. Graduation for the class of 2025 will be held right here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium 1 week from now. And we ought to bring up the fact, Nick, that the Dallas Mavericks might have redeemed themselves after the colossal failure of the Luka Doncic trade, with winning the NBA draft lottery and the chance to select the best player in college basketball, Duke Blue Devil Cooper Flagg.
Let's not count that too soon. They can still fumble this and not pick Cooper Flagg, who, if you've watched any of the tournament, was a phenomenal basketball player at such a young age that he could still be in high school.
Yes, he played his freshman year of college while he should have been a high school senior. You're right. Was player of the year in NCAA basketball of the year. He should have been a high school football player reclassifying, but the Dallas Mavericks hopefully will not mess this one up. The red team will take over the football. First down at their own 35-yard line. They're going to go jet sweep going right, picking up a first down, crossing the midfield stripe. Nice run there by Cash Gibson. And it's going to be a gain of 20 yards and a first down for the red team, who has a 3-point lead in the football. So those of us who are Dallas Mavericks fans and lament the decision to trade Luka Doncic, especially of all people to the Lakers, at least maybe the good news is Cooper Flagg will be coming to the Mavericks. Dallas Cowboys begin a new era with Brian Schottenheimer as the Cowboys head coach. And Nick, maybe you saw the breaking news out of the NFL today. Mr. Irrelevant himself, Brock Purdy, signs a 5-year contract. There's a long pass down the right sideline. It's going to be in traffic, and it's going to be
comes
caught.
Down with it.
A nice, no, they're going to call that incomplete. In the traffic, the pass is incomplete. The play will be 3rd down and 9. Former Mr. Irrelevant himself, Brock Purdy.
Iowa State Cyclone.
Iowa State Cyclone. Well, he's going to hopefully be able to help the Cyclones with their budgeting needs. 5-year contract averaging $53 million a year.
I think there's a little extra in there. He can help the Cyclones with their NIL maybe.
3rd down and 9. The snap is back. The pass is across the middle. It's going to be an incomplete pass. That was a 3rd and 9 play, so 4th down coming up. So that leaves Dak Prescott as the only $60 million player in the league, which is why I must repeat myself from this past football season that the Cowboys have the worst $60 million player in the NFL.
I can concur.
I mean, I suppose he's also the best $60 million player in the league, but you are hoping, as we all are, that Dak will come back with his health and become the best $60 million player in the league, because it wasn't last season. And the Brian Schottenheimer era begins, and the schedule was released by the NFL this week, and the Cowboys will start the season against the defending Super Bowl champ Philadelphia Eagles. And maybe you saw the news that on Thanksgiving Day, the Dallas Cowboys will be hosting the Kansas City Chiefs.
I did. I was fortunate enough to play in a recent golf tournament with the Dallas Cowboys, and I tell you, they have that one circled. There are quite a few players that were at that tournament that were really excited about that Kansas City game.
Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs will be coming to Jerry World on Thanksgiving Day, as the NFL just released its schedule. The white team has the possession now at their own 20-yard line. Down by 3 points. They're going to run the ball going left, and able to turn the corner with a bit of a stiff arm, and then making a positive gain and a first down and rumbling past the 40 out to the 45-yard line. Nice, tough run. Gain of 25 there by Jamarcus Love.
Very good physical run right there.
It'll be spotted at the 44-yard line for the white team.
Little assistance from his teammate there. Keep him up on his feet.
Some good-looking athletes in this group of freshman football players. Another handoff, and that carries by Karan Lewis, and he's going to have a gain of about 4 yards on the play. (10-7). The red team has the lead, and we're going to have a stoppage in play here. We have an injury timeout on the field. You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network and listening to the spring football game here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. Again, thanks to Trevor Von Dam, our producer who's leading our crew of student camera operators. We are still waiting for the Melissa Lady Cardinals softball program to begin their playoff game. They've been in a weather delay for an hour and a half now. And we'll take a look at what's going on down there at the softball diamond by the miracle of TV. There you go. Waiting for the weather delay to end. And Nick, you've probably been a part of this. Of course, we have over the years. What happens is there's a lightning delay within a distance radius, 5-mile radius, and then a 30-minute delay is mandated. And what happens often is you get about 25 minutes into that, and there's another lightning strike, and you got to start the 30-minute clock all over again.
Looking at the live shot, we got some athletes moving around.
We do.
Hopefully, we get a first pitch coming pretty soon.
The defending state champion, Lady Cardinals softball program.
I'm excited to see a bounce back here. I think the Coach Crabtree can get these ladies fired up that we're going to see some exciting softball here pretty soon.
Having set the national high school record for home runs in a season, 112 coming into tonight's game. Their 49-game winning streak unfortunately came to an end on Wednesday. 2-0 was the loss to Lake Belton. Best of 3 series. It's got to be a win tonight to stay alive. And here we are back at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium, the house that Deal built. And after the injury timeout, we're going to resume play on the field. It's a first down and 15 after the penalty. White team with the football with a motion man. Hand the ball to Love going right. And he's got a breakaway and a first down, showing some speed. And he'll go out of bounds.
The white team has found some success here. They've been running a 2 tight end set the last couple of times and has had a chance to pop free their running back twice now.
Love is a talented player, and he takes it all the way to the 32-yard line. First down for the white team. And they're trying to take the lead in this game. We have a pass out to the right side. It's going to be complete. And we just got an update that those players that you saw on the softball field go back to your dugouts. Another lightning strike in the area, another 30-minute delay. And so we're at least going to be a 2-hour delay, waiting to see if they can get that game in tonight. It's supposed to be game 2 tonight and game 3, if necessary, in the best of 3 tomorrow. So the more this gets delayed, the more a potential doubleheader on Saturday looks possible. Here's a 3rd and 1 coming up as we approach the 9-minute mark. White team led by their quarterback, Gunnar Holly, in the game right now. Twins to both sides on 3rd down and 1. And they're going to throw the football. Holly's going to throw it into the end zone, and it's going to be a jump ball and an incomplete pass. That was intended for Jeremiah Graham. Incomplete, 4th and 1. Field goal from here would be about 40 yards. But if they are students of Coach Matt Nally, you don't kick field goals on 4th and 1 from this distance. The base offense will stay out there.
Looks like they brought that 2 tight end set back in here, so I think they went into that knowing I can take a shot. If it doesn't work out, we're going to try to get a first down here.
Exactly right. Holly at quarterback. He's got 2 running backs in the backfield, Machuma and Love on 4th and 1. So we're going to have some sort of draw play, and there it is. And the first down by Love. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to be untouched in the last 10 yards. Touchdown, Cardinals. The white team takes the lead for the first time tonight. 13-10, the white team on the top of the scoreboard. 7.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. And that was a nice touchdown run by Jamarcus Love, who is vying for the Player of the Game awards here tonight. The PAT attempt is up and
good.
14-10. The white team has taken the lead. Our email address again, mcnr@melissaisd.org, mcnr, like Melissa Cardinals Network Radio, mcnr@melissaisd.org. We look forward to the 2025 season. 5 home games, 5 road games. Again, the home opener on August the 29th. Don Bosco Prep out of New Jersey will be coming to the house that Deal built here. It is going to be an exciting game with an out-of-state opponent coming in. They are from Ramsey, New Jersey. And we look forward to welcoming the Ironmen to Melissa, Texas. First down and 10 from their own 35-yard line, throwing it into the flats. 2 players in the same spot, and one of them comes up with a football, and it's going to be a first down into positive territory for the red team. That pass was completed and taken.
I'm not sure if that's how that was intended to go.
Pretty certain it was not.
Had some positive yards nonetheless.
Sir. All right, we got twins to both sides, one back in the backfield at the plus 43-yard line. They're going to throw it again to the right side. It's going to be dropped. Incomplete pass. Brings up second down and 10. That was a nice throw, but unable to bring it in. Don Bosco Prep, the Ironmen from New Jersey. They finished last season 8-4 overall. Here comes another pass on second down. Lots of time. Throwing in the middle field. Incomplete pass. And it's going to bring up third down and 10. The Ironmen finished 8-4 a year ago. And they lost to Bergen Catholic in the playoffs to finish their season. Here's a 3rd and 10 play. Before that, we have a timeout called by the red team. 4:38 to go third quarter. The red team has the football, trailing 14-10. You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham and Nick Stoner joining us right now. And we've been trying to give you updates for the Lady Cardinals softball program. But again, their playoff game tonight against Lake Belton is in a weather delay. So we will keep you updated as we go along. I've told you that the Mavericks fans, there's finally a smile on their face winning the NBA lottery, and assuming they don't mess this one up, they'll be drafting Cooper Flagg first overall in about a month in the NBA draft. And Luka Doncic and the Lakers. If you're a Lakers fan, which I'm not, but if you're a Lakers fan, it was a disappointing finish to their season, getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs when you've got LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Of course, the Mavericks didn't make it to the playoffs. They were in the play-in and didn't make it into the playoffs. So they were in the lottery, and they had a 1.8% chance to win. The first pick, they were slotted to pick 11th overall in the NBA draft. They ended up with the number 1 pick because Rolando Blackman was there representing them at the draft. Here's a 3rd down and 10 play, and we've got a pass to the left side in the flats. It's going to be incomplete. The defender there for the white team was covering that player running the curl route. Incomplete. 4th down and 10, so we're going to have a punt coming up. Clock rolling, 4:15 to go in this third quarter. The white team has the football coming up after this punt, and they have a 4-point lead. as usual, we invite you and your church, you and your family to our church family on Sunday mornings at First Melissa. Sunday morning worship services, 9 a.m. or 10:15 a.m. Go to firstmelissa.com to find out more. Nick, we were talking to the councilman, Mr. Lear, earlier, and Coach Bobbitt as well, about all the new folks who were moving here. You guys moved here a few years ago. What drew you to the city?
Well, I think just the welcomingness of the city. When we first started here, my wife and I thought, well, maybe we'll pick a smaller town. We got that one right. Well, we moved in from San Antonio.
Okay.
San Antonio, Texas. So
okay.
A little background with my work. I've been fortunate enough to buy and sell 7 different homes.
Wow.
So if you do the counting, my son, Race, who's been in 3 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and we could not be happier to say we're going to go to 1 high school.
Very good.
Right here in Melissa. So I think very quickly when we kind of was picking a community, we just very quickly fell in love with Melissa. I think the community, the people, the facilities makes it quite a welcoming place, and it seems to be quite welcoming for quite a few people as we continue to grow. But spend a little bit of time here, and you can see why so many people fall in love with Melissa.
The white team has the football. They throw it out in the flats. That pass is completed to Joshua Machuma, who has a first down, a gain of 20 yards from Finnegan. And it's going to be first down at the 40-yard line, 2:20 and counting in the running clock, third quarter. The white team with the lead and the football. There's a handoff to the right side on first down, and that carry is by Karan Lewis, and he's going to pick up about 9. It'll be second down and short. And we do have another update from the Lady Cardinals softball program. As we expected, that game has been officially canceled for tonight. So there will be a game tomorrow, 10 a.m. The game will be played in Cleburne, Texas. And the Lady Cardinals softball playoff game will be streamed right here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. So make sure you follow the Melissa Cardinals Network on Facebook. Make sure you follow Melissa ISD on YouTube. And you will be able to find 10 a.m. tomorrow, the Lady Cardinals softball playoff game. Again, it's a do or die. It's a win or go home game in game 2 of that series. And if the Cardinals are victorious in game 2, they'll force a game 3 against Lake Belton. That was a big stick there on the quarterback keeper. And Boone Finnegan was introduced to some of his teammates there, but he picks up a first down in the positive territory.
Going back to Don Bosco a little bit, that game that they lost in the playoffs was in the championship game.
State championship
It was in the state championship
They
game.
are the runners-up in the state of New Jersey. Stacked twins left, split right, and it's a low snap and a handoff. It was faked, and then they throw it to a wide open receiver down the left sideline, and he's going to have a positive gain and a first down. Paxton Carey, wide open, brings that pass in, and he's going to take it into the red zone for the white team.
It's good standing in the pocket by Boone there after that big hit to come right back out there and stay in the pocket and make a good pass there.
Ten seconds to go in this running clock, third quarter. There's a substitution. They may not get this play off. 3, 2, and 1, and the clock expires, and they will not get the play off. It's first down at the 18-yard line as the third quarter clock expires. White team with a 14-10 lead and the football. As we go in just a moment to the fourth stanza. So this past season, 2024, the Cardinals welcomed in the Arkansas defending state champions, and this coming season they'll welcome in the state runners-up from the state of New Jersey here to Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. We mentioned the turf you're looking at is brand new. It was installed just a couple of weeks ago, and I can tell you it smells new down there on the field. It smells like sawdust All the little wood chips underneath there. It's part of the method for keeping it softer and more grass feeling. It's not the old days of AstroTurf that felt like concrete. This is the new stuff in the new world, and it's brand new, and it's very nice, and it does smell like sawdust down there on the field.
If anyone who's walked on the turf field with the little black pellets that find their way in your shoe, if you want to know, sawdust also finds your way in the shoe.
Yes. This is the sawdust variety. We did have the black pellets variety in the previous thing, yes. So brand new turf, and it looks beautiful down there here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. This is Trey Graham and Nick Stoner. We're joining you from the 5th floor press box as we look toward the east, toward the Z-Plex and the brand new East Cardinal Middle School. We mentioned a moment ago that the Lady Cardinals softball game playoff action tonight was canceled due to a weather concern, so they will be in action tomorrow at 10 a.m. with a 34-1 record on the season. A little problem with the snap there on first down. That line drive of a shotgun snap. They'll fall on it and start over again. 2nd down and 14. White team with the lead and the football. They're going to hand the ball going right, and that's Love on the carry, and he's been busy tonight. And he'll be tackled by a number of Cardinals, including Lanston Rubinek and Isaac Garland.
The white team has come back out in that 2 tight end set, so I'm kind of envisioning they're going to try to run the rock in here for the rest of the way.
Pickup of 6 makes it 3rd and 8. 2 backs in the backfield. Wing right, split left. And they're going to try to throw the football, have pressure, roll left, square up, throw the out route in the end zone, and just beyond his arms. That was a good throw, and Scanlon could not bring it in. That was a nice throw by Finnegan. And it will bring up 4th and 8. Field goal from here would be about 32 yards. And we just will expect to see the field goal unit, and here it comes. And this would extend the white team's lead, currently 14-10. Again, just a holder, a snapper, and a kicker.
Penny a leg.
Up and good. So the white team extends their lead 17-10. This clock rolling here, 13 minutes to go in this final stanza. You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. We do look forward to bringing you our 18th season of varsity football coming up all season long, starting on August the 29th, when Don Bosco comes to town from New Jersey, all the way till the regular season finale, when the Denison Yellow Jackets will be the Cardinals' opponent to close out the regular season, and hopefully the Cardinals will be back in the playoffs in the 2025 season. And we look forward to a new season every year.
That first game of the season will actually be our first Men of Influence team dinner. So if you would like to...
The night before that?
Yes, sir. We're going to do it on a Monday. The first one, we're going to do it on Monday. We have a comedian and illusionist coming in for the boys.
All right.
But if you want to get involved with that, please email Melissa Men of Influence so you can get involved of the cooking for that first team dinner.
Tell the email address again.
It's Melissa Men of Influence at gmail.com.
Melissa Men of Influence at gmail.com. And that's for all kinds of ways to find out information. If you want to volunteer to help feed some players, or if you're a parent of a different sport, Melissa Men of Influence at gmail.com. Loss on the play, 2nd down, and the red team is going to swing it out to the left side, and it's going to be a short gain. Bring up 3rd down and long as we approach the 11-minute mark here on the Melissa Cardinals Network. So the softball team will not be in action tonight. But the football team is enjoying their spring practice coming to a conclusion, their spring game tonight. And you have obviously been watching the freshmen in action tonight. And if you're asking why are the varsity level players not participating in a full contact tackle football scrimmage, it's because the coaches feel they've gotten plenty of work in their 3 weeks of practice. And of course it is a desire to make sure everybody's healthy going into the summer.
And as from watching the game, you see there's a lot of talent out there as well. So being able to develop throughout the entire program is fun to watch. And I know these freshmen are having a blast out there right now.
We're going to have a 4th down and 9 play coming up for the red team, trailing by a touchdown. And they're going to throw the football, have some pressure, throw a 7 round. He's got an open receiver, and the catch is made for a first down into positive territory. That catch was made by T.J. Allred. Nice throw there for the red team, and the red team has a first down at the white team's 43-yard line.
Pretty aggressive play calling being so far behind the 50-yard line there, but ends up working out for him.
Twins to both sides, quickly to the line of scrimmage. One running back in the backfield, Coach Matt Nally right behind all of them, along with the officials. It's going to be a flag on the play. And they'll walk 5 yards in the southerly direction against the offense. Clock rolling, approaching 9 minutes to go here in the spring game. This is Trey Graham and Nick Stoner joining you from the press box here at Coach Kenny Deal Stadium. 1st and 15, Twins to both sides. They're going to throw the ball out to the right flat. It's going to be caught. Nice throw there by Asher Carlton. And it's going to be a gain to the 38-yard line. We do invite you and your family to our church home on Sunday mornings at First Melissa, 9 a.m. or 10:15 a.m. You can join me and join the Stoner family on Sunday mornings as well. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Throw the ball out to the left side. That's caught in traffic.
Good
and a nice move and a first down. Good play there by T.J. Allred. He's trying to win the player of the game on the red side, like Jamarcus Love is trying to win a player of the game on the white jerseys. First down at the 25-yard line. Red team trying to tie this up or go for 2. Under 8 minutes to go. Hand the ball off, and a good job by the white team's defense. The loss of a yard.
Been exciting to watch the same Melissa Cardinal team, but 2 different offenses here. Red team has had more success passing the ball, where the white team has a little bit more success running the ball for us.
Twins to both sides. Carlton looks to throw, throws it left, and it's going to be incomplete and almost picked off. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 11. 7:10 to go in this final stanza. Red team has 3rd down and long, trailing by a touchdown. Ball's on the left hash, split right, wing right, throwing it to the right side, and it's going to be over the head of his intended receiver. Incomplete pass intended for Isaac Garland. 4th and 11. Field goal from here would be 43 yards, so we'll expect the red team to go for it.
Do they want a timeout here to think about it?
Well, 6.5 minutes to go. You might want to save that for later on. Right now you've got 22 football players and 5 officials and about 7 coaches all on the field at the same time. Here comes the 4th and 11 play, eschewing the timeout. Twins left, and they throw the 7 around, and it's going to be over the head of his intended receiver, and it had pressure, and Carlton had to get rid of it. It's going to be an incomplete pass Ball goes over on downs, and the white team, who has the lead, has the football now. 6 minutes and counting in this final stanza. This will be the second season in the 2-year rotational cycle of the district that the Cardinals are in. The UIL redistricts all schools every 2 years based upon enrollment. They pick a day in October when all schools are supposed to submit their enrollment, and those numbers are used to determine the classification, 4A, 5A, 6A, etc. And then those schools are assigned to districts based upon geography. As the white team has the football, they're going to face pressure, rolling to his right, and going down will be Gunnar Holly. So the district assignments are for 2 years in length. And so you play a home and home situation like the Cardinals hosted Anna last season. They'll go to Anna this coming season. It's a 2-year assignment. And then they'll do it again every 2 years. So this is the second year coming up of this cycle. Big loss on the play, 2nd down and long, and the white team's going to run the football straight up the middle of the field, showing some good speed. Nice run there by Lewis, and he's going to break away past the 50, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Gain of 50 yards on the run by Lewis. And
look at a late flag come in.
Very late flag. As we're approaching the 4-minute mark, here's a nice replay of this run. Good job setting up his blockers and showing some speed. A nice cut there and a downfield block for the Cardinals. Sets up Lewis on an outstanding run. He's finally pushed out of bounds by Kendrick White. And we do have a flag, and it's going to be against the white team. And Nick, that might be what we call extracurricular activity on that flag there.
Got a little excitement on the, I don't know if it's more for the coaches or for the players over there, but looks like Coach Nally is doing some extra coaching over there as well.
The white team lost 15 yards on that field position due to that penalty. It's going to be a slant route. It's going to be caught for the white team by Jeremiah Matamoros. And he's going to have a gain of 5 yards on the play. It was still 1st down and 10, even though it was a penalty. It was a 1st and 10 play. Now it's 2nd down and 5, 2:53 to go. The white team has the lead and the football. We'll see if they try to run the clock out here. Hand the ball to Love, and he's going to have a 1st down.
The running clock here, you really got to kind of think about some timeouts here. We got another late flag.
Yes, sir. Stopping the clock, 2:35. Well, the clock's not stopping. The officials were trying to have it stopped, and it's not. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line. And they're going to unsportsmanlike conduct against the white team. A 2nd personal foul penalty on this drive against the white team. The clock is still rolling at 2:08 and counting. And the ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line.
Our rookie coaches here may be losing track of their timeouts and clock here a little bit.
Well, the chains were reset because it was a 1st down, and now they've backed it up, so it's 1st down and 10 again. They throw out to the right side. Matamoros with the catch, and he's going to have a 1st down and goes out of bounds. Doesn't stop the clock because of the running clock format. Minute 36 and counting. And again, the white team could choose to run this out, and Nick, you're going to have the chance to vote as well, but looks like Jamarcus Love from the white team, running back number 33, might deserve to be our player of the game on that side of the ball.
I would agree with that. He's had a very productive, solid game.
He was a very, very productive running back along the way. And for the red team, you got a couple of candidates. We've seen some good plays by T.J. Allred, and Cash Gibson has been in action tonight. And so there's a number of players that have shown themselves very well during tonight's ball game. And so it'll be a good preview of the future of the Melissa Cardinal football program as we sit here tonight. Asher Carlton's done a nice job at the quarterback spot. So, Mr. Stoner, who would you like to nominate for the player of the game on the red side?
I'm thinking if you're going for the full game, we've said Cash has been out there both offensively and defensively. So he's had some tackles out there as well as some positive offensive plays as well.
So we'll say congratulations to number 1 on the red team, Cash Gibson, for being his team's player of the game. And number 33, running back on the white jerseys, Jamarcus Love, for being his team's player of the game. Congratulations to those two players. And we have 1:29. The clock is stopped on this timeout. You are watching the Melissa Cardinals Network, and our next broadcast will be in August as we get ready for a new season underway. The season opener for the varsity team on August the 29th. There will be a scrimmage on August 29th. There will be a scrimmage on August 22, a week ahead of time.
Home as well. So that our Melissa Cardinals will be home the first 2 official weeks, but scrimmage makes it 3 weeks.
All right, after the timeout, the ball is spotted at the 29-yard line. The white team with a 7-point lead and the football. And we've mentioned already that the officials are working the game, officiating the game. They're also using this as a training program and a practice for them as well. So we've got a shift change for the officials right this moment. First down and 10 at the 29-yard line. With Boone Finnegan in the game at quarterback. He's going to take the snap, hand the ball off to Malik McCoy, who will pick up about a single yard on that play. 1:15 to go. Our email address, mcnr@melissaisd.org. Make sure you follow the Melissa Cardinals Network on Facebook. Make sure you follow Melissa ISD on YouTube. You can watch the Lady Cardinals softball program in action tomorrow at 10 a.m. in their playoffs. And you can always go back and watch football from last season or years in the past. Melissa ISD YouTube channel. Hand the ball off there. And there's 40 seconds to go. Clock stopped officially at 41 seconds. As we're going to have a 3rd down and long. Timeout on the field. Again, Nick, the email address, melissamenofinfluence@gmail.com. We invite the dads and granddads and uncles and guardians, those who are interested in being men of influence, men of positive character, role models, to get involved in the program. And it's a goal of Nick and his compatriots to expand this beyond the football program to other sports. melissamenofinfluence@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to continue to grow it. And we have a Kirby Wilson to the left of us over here in the booth that is excited to expand it to the baseball program and looking for more men of influence to continue to grow all sports. And again, not only on the boys side of it, but the girls side as well.
You play, we pray.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, after the timeout, 3rd down and 13. 41 seconds on this game clock. Man in motion. They're going to throw it out to the left flats. It's going to be an incomplete pass from Finnegan. And we'll make it 4th and 13. Running clock, so it's still moving. 31 seconds and counting. And the white team does not have to run another timeout, except they don't have to run another play, except the red team calls timeout with 23 seconds on the game clock.
I'm not counting, but I think that's 4.
Well, it's a scrimmage for everybody.
It's all
you know?
Cardinal,
Yeah,
all
right.
Cardinal timeouts
That's
here.
right. That's right. So with 23 seconds on the clock, the red team's hoping to get the football back and give them a fighting chance here in the last minute of the game, down by 7 points. That's Cardinals head football coach Matt Nally right there in the middle of the field.
Oh, looks like we have a field goal.
We do have a 50-yard field goal attempt to ice this one for the white team. Snap is back. The kick is up from 50 yards out, and it is online but short. It was a 50-yard field goal attempt that went 45 yards, but it was online. So the ball goes over on downs, and the red team will take over possession.
There was Jaden Sandoval, fantastic football player as well as baseball player. I know you had coach up here earlier, and he played catcher for Melissa Cardinals.
He had a good season as the catcher for the team, and he's a good punter and a good kicker. And that one's online. Would have been good from 45, but a little short from 50.
Legs may be a little tired after squatting all baseball season, so we'll give him a pass on that one.
All right, the red team will take over at their own 33-yard line in the last minute of this game, trying to tie this up.
Has always been Jaden Sandoval. And Jaden has done really well.
Twins to both sides, 1st down and 10. The red team has the football, trailing by a touchdown. Sends a man in motion, and they're going to run jet sweep, and they're going to run reverse pass and throw it down the middle of the field. It has a man open at the 20, 10, 5.
He gets in there.
Cardinals. Touchdown Cardinals on the jet sweep pass. And that pass is thrown by T.J. Allred. It was a hope and a prayer, and it was brought in for a touchdown by Isaac Garland, and the red team has cut this from 17-10 to 17-16 with no time on the clock. All right, let's watch the 2-point conversion coming up here by the red team.
Will they go for 2, or they're going to tie it up and both Cardinals go into this?
Well, Mr. Nally, I've known him for a long time. There's not going to be a kick here, I promise you. There's going to be a 2-point conversion attempt. So the white team defense will come out here trying to salvage their victory. And the red team's trying to steal one here with a last-second touchdown. And let's see what the red team dials up on the 2-point play, down by a point with no time on the clock. The jet sweep pass for a 68-yard touchdown. Here comes the red offense in the huddle. There they are, taking an inordinate amount of time in the huddle. Here they come. 2-point play attempt coming up. Red team wins with a 2-pointer. The white team wins with a defensive stop. Get everybody's attention here at Cardinal Stadium. It looks like Emery's in the game at quarterback. He's going to roll to his right, has pressure, throws it into the end zone. It's going to be caught. There's TJ Allred with a 2-point play catch for the
What
win.
a finish. What a finish.
Jaden Emery throws it into the end zone. TJ Allred with the catch, and the red team wins 18-17. Here's the replay of the 2-point winner just beyond the stripe, and the celebration begins as the red team comes back with a touchdown with no time on the clock, knowing Coach Nally they would go for 2, and they do. And the red team gets the win as TJ Allred catches the 2-point play.
They get to go into the booth over there, or is it over?
No, the officials are having a chat, but the game is over. There's no replay here, and the game is over. Congratulations to the red team for winning the football game 18-17. Congratulations to the white team for winning the tug of war contest. And the players will be meeting with their coaches for a few minutes, and then they will be available for autographs down on the field. So ladies and gentlemen here in the stadium who are listening, and the youngsters, all the various Cardinals youngsters of all sports, will be able to get autographs down on the field. It's been a fun night here in Melissa, Texas. We want to thank City Councilman Sean Lear and baseball coach Josh Bobbitt. And Nick Stoner, thanks for hanging out with me tonight.
Appreciate you having me up here, and it's been a pleasure.
Your final score, the red team 18, the white team 17. Remember, you're invited to First Melissa on Sunday mornings, and you're always invited to be a part of the Melissa Cardinals Network, including tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. as the Lady Cardinals softball team will be in action. Thanks to producer Trevor and all the great students on our broadcast team. You've been watching the Melissa Cardinals Network. We will see you in August as we see a few replays of the highlights of tonight's game. We look forward to the 2025 season. Again, the season opener on August the 29th when Don Bosco Prep, the Ironman, come from New Jersey to the state of Texas. It's going to be a fun season. We look forward to bringing you all the action coming up on the Melissa Cardinals Network. Remember to follow Melissa Cardinals Network on Facebook, Melissa ISD on YouTube. You can always email the booth, mcnr@melissaisd.org. Matt Nally's got his program pointed in the right direction as the 2025 season begins.